John, how big is the challenge in front of your team now to continue playing at the level? I think you still think you can get higher, of course, but the level you played for most of that Carolina series. In other words, not you got up for that series, not allowing yourself not to sort of let down a bit. You have to keep pressing on this at that level.
That's the only way we can go about our business. We're going to keep on trying to improve, and I'm not sure what you add is because we're going to Detroit, and Detroit's lower in the standings. There are no thoughts of that in that locker room. They know how important this trip is. I think it's important to come off of two pretty good periods of hockey and lead off with that. Just come in behind that and not be discouraged about losing that second point last night. Yeah. I think the mood will be good. Challenge, yeah, it's a challenge. That's why we play the game. We want to be in these situations, and we're just going to get ready to play our next game.
John, did you have any issues with Roslovic's response to the turnover in overtime? I know 3-on-3 is so weird, and once the play gets going, you're behind it. Do you want him to be busting tail right away on that, just in the chance that he could get there?
Going to have to learn. I'll tell you right now.
Thanks.
Next, we'll go to Brian Hedger. Go ahead, Hedge.
John, good morning. With Patrick Laine, you got a guy there who in his previous stop had similar, I guess you'd call it struggles to score or whatever. Is that, I don't want to use the term bright side, but he does have a reference point for something like he's going through right now with the goal scoring thing. Can that be a good thing for a player to have gone through something before and try and figure out how to get out of it?
I don't look at it that deeply. You're going to have to talk to Patty about that. It is what it is right now. If we're in a stretch of our schedule coming here, we leave later this afternoon, that our best players are going to have to be our best players, and Patty being one of them. So forget about the psychology of looking back on things. Look at the next game here and be the best you can be, because that has to be through everybody on the team. But as I said prior to the game last night, I'm not sure to you or was it to the team, someone has to put their hand up and maybe both hands up and say, follow me. This is a very important part of our schedule, a very difficult part of our schedule. We can't wade into it, and we can't wait for someone else to lead the way. I expect Patty to be one of those guys that's going to lead the way.
Yeah, and along those lines, you definitely need goals out of that guy. But have you noticed in his time here that he is, he draws attention, and so other guys are you seeing that other guys that play with him, they end up benefiting from that with scoring chances because other teams are, paying more attention to Patrick Laine?
I'll just answer the question this way, because I think you're trying to break it down way too deeply for me. I thought that line played good last night. Okay. Stens was a guy that I was going to take out. If we didn't have someone sick, Stens was probably going to be out. I thought Stens probably played one of his stronger games as far as being strong on the puck. I thought it was a line with him, with Stens, Patty, and Borky created a lot of offense. I'm not gonna get into the scientific thinking or the deep thinking. I need our players to play better, Patty being one of them, as we embark on this trip. If you're gonna make a stand and you're gonna try to help the team, and you're one of the top players in the team, it's staring you right in the face when we get on this plane today.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go to Jacob Myers. Go ahead, Jacob.
Thanks, Todd. John, there have been points this season where you've said you just wanted some good things to happen for this group and try to use that a bit of a boost. It sounds like you guys are already moving past this past 4-game set, but overall, should the last 4 games and the results against a really good team give this group some, I guess, extra belief needed to go forward here?
Yeah, and I think we've been playing better before the Carolina 4 games. I think our game has come along. You know, we have for a number of weeks now done has some great improvement as far as our coverages, as far as how many chances we're giving up, and also developing more forechecking and creating scoring chances. The things that we have to learn, and it gets more and more brighter as you get into the latter part of the season, and you're on that fine line of getting in or getting out. Are plays like Jack in the overtime, are plays like the 2 shifts we had when we scored our first goal, and we allowed them to jam it down our throat. The momentum swings that took after, instead of us getting it in and forechecking, we allowed them to take over. We don't close out in the D zone coverage, a simple coverage, and we allow them to play. Jack again involved in that. The ebbs and flows, the details of the game. That's how we're going to keep ourselves competitive, because we don't score enough to not do the details. And this is where some of the guys have to continue to progress and learn that there is a tremendous value to small little things in a game when you're not scoring 4 or 5 goals a game. When you're scoring 2 and sometimes 3 in a game, you better do the other things right. And that's the part of the game that I think is going to really shine when we get on this road trip.
Next, we'll go to Dave Metzold. Go ahead, Metzy.
Thanks, Todd. Hi, John. Both Nick and Seth mentioned after the game last night that this road trip might be coming at a good time because it will allow them to bond. But as we've acknowledged all season long, there's a lot of things they can't do. Will you do anything to enhance that bonding for these guys as they go through this critical stretch?
Hard to do. We tried to do it on the last trip. It's hard to do. We brought in golf simulators. We gave them a day off, have a tournament. You come up with all sorts of ideas, but you're still stuck in the hotel. But it is what it is. All the other teams are doing it. They're stuck there too. The bonding for us is to me is playing the right way and finding ways to win games the right way. I think that gets contagious and that brings you together. And that's our job this trip, is to win as many games as we possibly can to try to stay in the hunt.
Thanks.
Next, we'll go back to Aaron Portzline. Go ahead, Porty.
Thanks, Todd. Hey, John, you are starved for goals, as you mentioned, and you've gotten a boost from that 4th line. But have you moved past the Texier, Bemstrom hope of them being offensive catalysts in for you this season?
Bemmer's out. So
yeah,
he's IR'd, I believe. Is he not, Rock?
Yeah.
So he's not playing. I've got to make decisions in the roster with Tex. I thought Tex practiced very well the other day. But Tex is a guy that if he gets an opportunity, and he might, I'm still not certain on the lineup against Detroit, he has to decide to come in and play again and not be as tentative as his game was going. Remember how he started this year? It was so promising. That's the way he practiced the other day. Now, practice is compared to playing games. If he wants to get another, when he does get the opportunity, he's got to play the way how he entered this season. Time's up, guys. Time's up. This is a very important trip for us, and so I've got to make decisions to see if I give him an opportunity. But if he does get the opportunity, I want him to want to play, because it just seemed like he didn't want to play when he was playing. If that makes sense.
Yeah. All right. Thanks.